Hey, welcome back to the stash. By the time the mid-1980s rolled around, Spider-Man had already faced just about everything. From the alleys of New York where he fought street-level thugs and mob bosses to the labs of mad scientists like Dr. Octopus and the Lizard, then to the cosmic stage where he clashed with gods and titans far beyond his weight class. But nothing could prepare him for this, because one day Peter Parker, the Amazing Spider-Man, would find himself standing against a Herald of Galactus. Not a petty criminal, not a supervillain in a costume, but Firelord. A man once chosen by Galactus himself. A soldier transformed into a living inferno, a being powered by the very force that fuels the Silver Surfer. And that's of course, the power cosmic. The kind of power that could annihilate cities in a heartbeat. On paper, this was a massacre waiting to happen. Even the Avengers had struggled against foes of this magnitude before. So what chance did Spider-Man, a lone, exhausted, street-level hero, possibly have? To most, the answer was none. But Spidey isn't most heroes, because at his core, what defines him is his heart, his refusal to give in, his ability to keep fighting long after his body is ready to quit. And on this day, that was enough. Enough to stand against the power cosmic, enough to do the impossible. Before we get into that though, I want to take a quick second to say that here at The Stash, we're trying to reach 16,000 subscribers before the end of the month. It's a huge ask, I know, but with your help, I also know we can do it. So if you like Spidey or just comic content in general, feel free to stick around and maybe hit that subscribe button. But with all that being said, this is the story of the day Spider-Man humbled a god. The day your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man defeated a Herald of Galactus. So our story begins within the vast cosmos of the Marvel Universe. A blazing figure cuts deeply through the icy void of space. He's a being of almost incalculable power, a formal herald to the world-eating Galactus. He is Firelord. For the past several months, he has aimlessly wandered the currents of space on an endless quest for adventure. But now, quite suddenly, he sees death rushing towards him. It is a mere 300,000 miles away when he first perceives it. But since he's traveling far faster than the speed of light, it is upon him instantly. The meteor swarm heads straight to Firelord. But when one possesses the power cosmic, such threats are no danger at all. After leaving the area, Firelord is halted by the strange sense of familiarity. He could have sworn he's been here before, and after a closer look, that's when it hits him. He's right above the planet Earth. A place filled with delights and pleasures no other in the cosmos holds. He deems it a fitting place to rest while he contemplates his next destination. And so with that, he heads down below to New York City. Once there, he passes by Tony's Pizza, a restaurant that immediately grabs his attention. There, Firelord bursts through the front door and demands for his meal. But as he tries to get things started, a group of construction workers fully believe they're looking right at a mutant. And with mutant discrimination still infecting those who inhabit the city, they foolishly attack Firelord with a water hydrant. Lucky for them though, the Amazing Spider-Man was swinging by and manages to intervene before they really get hurt. But as Spidey attends to the one he saved, the rest are being chased by their fiery enemy. Until, without warning, Spider-Man swing kicks Firelord, something no man dares to try unless they have a death wish. Firelord is angered even more, and presses the wall crawler as he gains some distance. But then Spidey not only lands yet another attack, but he also grabs hold of the fire staff. It's a second feat men have failed to do, yet he stands there upon a wall holding it as if the achievement was nothing special. Then, using the power that courses through his very own body, Firelord demolishes the building, but luckily Spidey made his getaway. The chase is back on, but without his staff, Firelord's flight seems to be unbalanced, so using this to his advantage, Spider-Man sends him flying through several buildings, and with some time to finally regain his breath, he decides to try to contact the Fantastic Four. But at that moment, Firelord regains his feet as he declares that he will have his vengeance even if the planet must be torn in two, and barely a minute later, he's already hot on the trail of his arachnid foe. To buy some more time, Spider-Man quickly throws the fire staff far into the ocean before promptly swinging off. But upon reaching his destination, embarrassing realization hits him like a freight train. For the Baxter building is no more, which means it's time to think of yet another plan, and fast. As Spidey reaches a nearby rooftop, panic well and truly begins to settle in. He has Firelord, a former Herald of Galactus, a being who has the power cosmic coursing through their veins, wanting him dead. He's ready to hide in his civilian clothes, to live the day out as Peter Parker until his enemy eventually leaves, but that's when Peter sees a photo of himself, Aunt May and Uncle Ben. That's when it hits him. He can't run away. He can't make the same mistake he did all those years ago. In fact, he won't let it happen again. The Amazing Spider-Man is roaring to get back to the fray, and no one, not even one such as Firelord, is going to stop him. But at that very moment, a blast of incredible heat, a snarl of inhuman rage, and the entire Isle of Manhattan seems to shudder as the flaming figure suddenly erupts from the depths of the East River. Vengeance is still at the forefront of his mind, for he must end the Wallcrawler's life after what he's done to him today. It doesn't take him long to find Spider-Man, especially considering just how angry he is. The battle goes from the sky all the way to a building close by, but no matter where they are, Spider-Man is still clearly no match, until eventually he bursts out the window and is back within the giant airways of New York City. Next up, Grand Central Station. Spidey swings through the busy terminals as Firelord continues to chase him no matter where he takes them. Until, as Spider-Man reaches the platform he needs, he leaps right onto the tracks. Unbeknown to Firelord, a train is oncoming right at that moment. But with some quick thinking, he increases his body heat just at the right time to melt straight through the carriage. The entire thing though was a massive wake-up call for Spidey. It was a miracle no one was killed, and so with that, he heads off to find a more deserted area. Elsewhere at that moment, the Avengers are finally alerted about Firelord's rampage. As we go back with our hero, he's found a bunch of workers who could help him greatly, and after they point him towards the soon-to-be demolished building, Spidey asks one of the site workers to push the detonator after 1,000 seconds. Then, barely a moment later as Spider-Man waits inside the building, Firelord without warning bursts through, but the workers outside are conflicted. They doubt Spider-Man would know how to leave without proper warning in time. It would be murder if they pressed it. But one worker isn't too fast. The way he sees it is simple. Spidey's counting on them, and if they do happen to be caught in the explosion, no one will miss them. And so, as he goes to detonate the building, Spider-Man's spider sense begins to roar. He leaps out of the broken window, much to Firelord's confusion, and an explosion erupts as the entire building crumbles to the ground. It's over. It's finally over, Spidey thinks. But that relief is cut very short for when Firelord, the former Herald of Galactus, lets out a thunderous roar, exclaiming Spider-Man has failed. Spidey can't believe it. After everything he's done, it's like Firelord is barely affected. Then he grabs a chunk from the wall and throws it right at the flaming figure. But it only makes him even angrier. So using his fire staff, he blows up the foundation of the building Spidey's perched on, causing it to fall heavily to the ground. Spider-Man though luckily escaped just in time and finds a nearby gas station. Firelord without hesitation follows and sends a blast straight at him. Spidey can't waste a second. He goes as fast as he can to save the man stranded there just as soon as the station explodes into a fiery inferno. And the result? An entire square block of abandoned housing destroyed, and Firelord finally laying still on the ground. Spider-Man never meant for it to end this way. He never wanted to kill him. But then, at that very second, his spider sense begins to blare once more, for the great Firelord is anything but dead. The power cosmic still proves to be no match for our hero, and it looks like Spider-Man's luck might have finally ran out. Until, suddenly, he resorts to his very last plan: attack. Spidey leaps forward and unleashes as many hits as he possibly can. He's desperate and on the verge of panic, but doesn't stop him from exploding into action. He rains blow after high-impact blow on Firelord. All the while, his uncanny spider sense and his incredible reflexes keep him just beyond the former Herald's reach. The amazing Spider-Man doesn't stop. He can't stop. His fists blur, his heart pounds, and for one impossible moment, Spider-Man refuses to be anything less than unstoppable. And then, Firelord falls. When the dust clears, the Avengers arrive too late to actually help. They stand down at the fallen Herald of Galactus in disbelief. All the while, Spider-Man stands over the unconscious cosmic warrior. His chest heavy, hands raw, relief painted across his mask. The Avengers, they're stunned. Somehow Spider-Man won. he showed once again that anyone can win a fight when the odds are easy. It's when the going's tough, when there seems to be no chance. That's when it counts.